Greetings, 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 peace, love, harmony, and light. This is Chief Kalanago with a video. Once again, I'm not going to make this too long, but I'm just going to drop some more facts on you guys or for you guys. And by all means, do your research. Let me just take this time to give thanks to the Great Spirit, give thanks to my ancestors. Once again, I'm honored, to be used as a vessel to bring hope, encouragement, to bring life, motivation to anyone who hears my voice. All right, thank you for tuning in. I hope you share this video. Okay, so we're gonna get into a little facts here. And once again, please, if you so choose, go ahead and share the video. Let me share my screen and let's get right into it, okay? Okay, so here we go. I am going to take the website and I'm going to put it, in the link below. But this site is www.worldometers.info. All right, pretty much it gives you the statistics and numbers of a lot of events. All right, that's taking place around the world. Literally by the millisecond. All right, so here we go. So we're looking at the current world population right now. All right, the current world population, as you could see, it's rising. Okay, I mean, like I said, every less than a second, man, a baby is being born. Okay, now here we are. World population right now is about 7,777,627,920. All right, but as I speak, it continues to rise. Okay, and then you have births per year. Okay, births per year is 39,872,100 and again 200 in births per year, right? The number keeps rising per millisecond. Today's death alone, all right, is 357,000. And here goes the numbers keep rising. Again, I'm showing you all this again to show you that this epidemic or this pandemic that is being promoted so much, again, just think of it. Ask yourself, why all of a sudden light is being shown on the flu, but yet still, look at the statistics. And once again, do your own research, family. Don't believe anything that I say. But look at this. Births today alone, all right? But look at the deaths per year. Every single year, over 16,739,000, okay, deaths a year. And that's this year alone. This year alone, we already have over 16 million deaths around the world. So let me ask you a question. Where was the news and the media? Why wasn't all this being promoted? Why wasn't any light being shown on this? And trust me, these deaths wasn't because of a coronavirus. That's every single year. Over 16 million people die. Okay? Let us go back to the statistics of how many people being born a year. So you see, people have to die for people to be born. That is just the natural cycle of life, family. That's why there is no such thing as death. Okay? The body goes back into the soil. But the spirit, that energy moves on. That's why bodies are able, okay, to resurrect, and spirits are able to reincarnate into these bodies that are resurrected. You dig? Come on, family. And if we are to look at the allegory again of the allegorical Jesus, Jesus died and was resurrected, what, in 3 days? Now let's do the math. It is said that one day, all right, or a day up there, you know, when they say up there, we're talking about the imaginary heaven, but in the mental realm, the spiritual realm, whatever you want to call it, one day in the spiritual realm is equivalent to what? 3,000 days. No, pardon me. One day in the spiritual realm, so-called heaven, is equivalent to 1,000 years down here. Okay? So now we could look at the allegorical Jesus's death and say, okay, you know what? Are they talking about he rose in 3 days, 3 heavenly days? That's what they must be talking about. Because if we were to go on the, to equate it with earthly days, then that's kind of hard to calculate. And again, I don't want to confuse you guys. The point I'm making is, it's a resurrection. All right, we get resurrected. So based on what I'm saying, I'm assuming that it was 3 heavenly days. So that's equivalent to 3,000 years on earth. All right. So it's safe to assume that each spirit, all right, gets to reincarnate every 3,000 years. It's called the resurrection. You did. But because the frequencies are being sped up, I know people could resurrect in less than 3,000 years. And I hope that makes sense. All right. For those of you who've listened to some of my other videos, it might make sense to you. But the point I'm making is this, right? Even if you just didn't comprehend anything I just said, the point I'm making is this. The world has over 7 billion people, okay? And you have a certain amount of births per year, literally over close to 40 million births a year. Today alone, we had over 350-something-thousand births, okay? But look at the death rate. Every single year, for whatever reason people die, whether it may be natural causes, accidents, diseases, whatever it is. The point is there's over 16 million deaths a year. And today alone, there has been over 150. And I'm talking about the 16 million deaths this year, and we only, in April? So if in April, we already have over 16 million deaths. All right? And this is what? January, February, March, April. Literally about a quarter, a little over a quarter of the year gone, right? We literally have, I would say, another, 7.5 months to go? Or almost 8 months to go? Less than 8 months to go. So if we were to multiply 8 times 16 million, that's the amount of people that has to die. Okay? So the point I'm making is, man, every day you're going to hear about either a family, a friend of a friend of a family, whatever, you're going to hear about a death. That is just the natural cycles of life. Now, I'm not saying that for us to be insensitive. No. All I'm just saying is, okay, that is part of life. All right? And there's always a message, all right, or in the madness that I bring, if you want to call it madness. Okay? Let us proceed. Now, the net population growth is over 23 million. The net population growth today is over 2008. Let us look at the government and economics. All right. Public health care expenditure today. This is what they are spending on public health care today as we speak. Today alone, that's the amount of money. Look at these numbers right here. All right. Family. Now we looking at, let me see, 1, 3, 6, 9, that's, 14 billion alone today. Today alone, expenditure on public health care. Now just imagine, all right, and I'm talking about pharmaceuticals, all these, these Band-Aid cures. Imagine if we were to rely on nature for a remedy. We could literally cut this down to less than 2%. But no, you see, that's not their focus. Their focus is to keep you sick. Their focus is to keep you diseased so that they could continue to generate wealth off of your illnesses and your diseases. Okay? And that's just facts. Public education expenditure, over 9 billion. So they're spending a lot of money to brainwash people. All right? Public military expenditure today alone, over 4 billion. Imagine if we decided that there should be no more wars. And yes, we could decide that. We could cut that down to less than 1%. Cars produced this year, over 22 million. Bicycles produced, over 42 million. Computers produced, over 71 million. Let's look at society and media. New book titles published, 761,000. I guess people are reading less, when it comes to a tangible book, all right? Meaning that a book they could actually hold. All right, newspapers circulated, over 446 million. TV sets sold worldwide, over 625,000. Cellular phones sold today, over 6 million. Money spent on video games, over 271 million. All right? That means less people and less children are playing outside. They are playing video games, and that's just today alone. Internet users in the world today, over 400 billion. Okay? So that means we have a broader avenue, all right, platform when it comes to connecting the world and everybody being connected. Imagine if we were to use that platform, right, to produce positivity, uplift people, stop spreading all the fear and propaganda. I wonder what would have happened, right? Emails sent today, over 244 billion. Like I tell people, no matter what you do, somebody knows. Okay, so all this stuff, public and private, man, listen, there's no such thing as public and private. All right? Everything is public. It's only private to those who can access the information. All right? Period. And that's facts. And maybe I've said that in the past, but you know what? It is what it is. Information always needs to be updated, right? So there's no such thing as public or private. Everything is public. Period. It's only private to certain people. All right? Blogs written today, over 6 million. Tweets sent today, over 723 million. Google searches today, over 6 billion. Environment. Now, let us get into this, right? I mean, we have gotten into it already, but we're going to proceed. Environment. Forest loss this year alone, and that's measured in hectares, right? Over 1 million forests lost. How come there's no epidemic of an agenda to save the forest? How come the forest is not considered to be endangered? Huh? Forests are not lost by nature because it's part of nature. It is being lost by man-made disasters. But we don't hear that. We don't hear nobody talking about that. Okay? There's no big concern about that. All right? Land lost to soil erosion this year alone. Over 1 million, close to 2 million. Now, that could be yes, natural erosion, but a lot of it is caused because of, you know, these people messing with nature. Okay? Look at this. CO2 emissions every single year, that's tons. Over 10 billion. Over 10 billion. Okay? This year alone, desertification, all right, over 3 million. And for those of you who don't know what desertification is the process by which fertile land becomes a desert, typically as a result of drought, deforestation, or inappropriate agriculture. So that, again, is pretty much or can be done by man. And that's this year alone, over 3 million. All right? Toxic chemicals released in the environment this year already in tons, over 2 million. And you see why people are dying. Come on, man. How come ain't nobody talking about that? How come the media is not talking about that? In food, undernourished people in the world, 842 million. So if they care about us so much and we got to stay 6 feet from each other so that we don't contaminate each other. Well, what happened to the close to 9 million people in the world that's undernourished? How come we ain't trying to feed them? Okay? Overweight people in the world. Look at this, man. Over 1.5 billion. And all we have to do is just promote a better way of eating, healthier eating, providing food for these people, teaching them how to grow food. Look at how many obese people in the world, over 754 million. Come on, family. People who died of a hunger today alone, close to 29,000 of a hunger alone. But yet still they worried about the flu. Right? I guarantee you, ain't no 28,000 people dying every single day from this so-called coronavirus. So how come ain't nobody trying to feed these people? How come the media is not talking about that? Money spent for obesity-related diseases in the US today alone, what? Over 541 million. How come they don't spend that money on teaching people how to grow their own food? No, they wouldn't do that because it's business as usual. Money spent on weight loss programs in the US alone, today alone, over 178 million. But you wonder, what's the problem? You know what the problem is? Business as usual. That's the problem. Pharmaceuticals. People that are in business just for profit, okay? And their profit, they'll get it by any means necessary. That's the problem. Let us proceed. Water used this year alone, and that's million liter, right? Over 1 billion, and that's this year alone. Deaths caused by water-related disease. This year so far, 239,000, all right? That's a minimal amount. And again, I'm not being insensitive. I'm just looking at the numbers, looking at statistics. People with no access to safe drinking water. What? Check this out. People with no access to a safe drinking water source, over 800 million. How come you don't hear that on the news? Energy used. Let us go to energy. Energy used today. All right? Energy used today. Over 440 million. Okay? And that's measured in MWH. And basically, MWH means megawatt per hour. Okay? Megawatt per hour. And it's basically a unit of measurement of electricity or electric energy. All right? Just so you know. And then you have from non-renewable energy source, from renewable energy source, solar energy striking the earth. All right. You may wonder what that means. And look at the number right here, over 2 trillion. Okay. Solar energy striking the earth. And that's just today alone. So solar energy striking the earth basically means the solar energy, all right, to the earth refers to this energy that hits the earth's surface of the earth itself. The amount of energy that reaches the earth provides a useful understanding of the energy for the earth as a system. So that's basically what it means, all right? Look at oil's pumped barrels today, over 90 millions. Oil left barrels, over literally 1.5 trillion, all right? Days to end of oil, to 43 years. We have that here, 15,000, a little over 15,000. Natural gas left, over 1 trillion, all right? Days to the end of natural gas. So basically, man, man is what's causing the problem, all right? Destroying the natural habitat, that's what it is. Coal left, then you have days to the end of coal. Now we have health. Let me run through this real quick. Communicable, we have communicable disease deaths this year alone, over 3.5 million. What is a communicable disease, all right? A communicable disease is an infectious disease transmittable as from person to person by direct contact with an affected individual, the individual's discharges, or by indirect means as by a vector contagious disease. All right, so that's all it means. Then the seasonal flu this year alone, over 138,000 already dead. Deaths of children under 5, all right, for whatever reason, over 2 million. Deaths on abortion this year alone, over 12 million, all right? How come the media is not talking about that? But they want to tell you be worried about a usual virus, flu. And once again, I'm not saying don't be mindful of that. I'm not saying don't be cautious. I'm not saying that. But let us look at the real epidemic that's happening around the world every single day. How come ain't nobody teaching women about more safe sex practices? Stop going around just having babies and getting them aborted. Teaching people how to get into more healthier relationships. How come nobody's talking about those things? But yet still, up to date, and we only in April, we already have over 12 million abortions. So just imagine the other 7.5 months to go. Let's just say 7 months to go if we may, but it's a little more than that. We would have to multiply 7 times 12. So we are literally looking over another, I would say 7 times 12 is what? Give me 7 2s are 14, 7 1s are 7, and 1 8. We're looking at over another what? 8 billion? I mean, not 8 billion, pardon me. Over 80 billion? Or 80 million rather. We are looking at another over 80 million abortions. That's going to happen for the rest of the year. So where's the news media talking about that? Where's the urgency? Where's the emergency? Hmm? Why don't they have people walking around? I'm talking about including men, all right, with pillows under their t-shirts and put signs on it, stop abortion, save lives. If we really want to talk about epidemics, up to this year alone, over 87 million, close to 88 million deaths of mothers during birth. People forgot HIV is still around, infected to this day, over 41 million deaths caused by HIV this year alone, over 470 something cases. How come they stopped talking about HIV? It's still around. And of course, there's natural remedies, but they will not tell you about that. Death caused by cancer this year alone, over 2 million. Death caused by malaria this year, all right? This year alone, over 279,000. Look at this. Cigarette smokes today. Guess what? Cigarettes smoked today, over 14 trillion, no, pardon me, over 14 billion cigarettes smoked today alone. Right? And look at how many deaths caused by smoking this year already. Close to 1.5 million. How come the government is not banning cigarettes in those stores? If they could prevent you from going and socializing and you got to stay 6 feet and you can't go to the store, you can't go to the mall, you can't go in a church, you can't go to the gym, but yet still you could still go and buy cigarettes. Close to 1.5 million people died from cigarette smoke already this year. But nah, they don't care about that. But they care about the flu, right? Come on, man. Death caused by alcohol this year alone, over 700,000. But yet still, there's a liquor store on every corner in the hood. How come they're not talking about that? How come they're not shutting them down? I see. Suicides alone, for whatever reason, people commit suicides. How come more attention is not being brought to that? Money spent on what? Illegal drugs. 13 billion dollars. But yet still, they still sell it to you though. And I call illegal drugs what they call legal drugs. All the drugs they have in these drug stores with all these side effects. To me, that's illegal. But they told you it's legal, right? But they sell drugs to you and make it legal. But nobody's talking about that. Road traffic accidents, fatalities this year alone, over 384,000. Let us conclude this with an update on Corona updates. Okay? Corona updates. Over 1 million. All right? Close to 2 million so far. Cases. And look at the deaths worldwide. So I want you to show me the epidemic that's happening right now. Okay? Deaths. Only about, and please don't take this word only to means that I'm insensitive. No, I'm just looking at the numbers, facts. Only 119,699 deaths so far. All right? You have more people dying from cigarette smoking. You have more people dying from abortion. You have more people dying from obesity. So why are we living our lives in fear? What if they decide to say, you know what, man, we want you to stay home for the rest of the summer. We're just gonna sit around and just be home? Come on, man. How long have I been talking to y'all about let's come together and get our own communities? We wouldn't be going through this right now. Because guess what? Even if we were not able, and think of what I'm saying, even if we were not able to travel all over the United States, at least we would have been together. You know what I'm saying? In our own communities. But you see, I'm a visionary. I'm a visionary. And it's only those with vision will see and hear. Because those who have eyes, let them see, and ears, let them hear. Let us look at the statistics again. We're not going to go over the entire thing, but we are talking about deaths up to date in the world. We're not talking about just in the United States, in the world. 119,699 deaths so far with coronavirus. All right? Let's go look at what? Cigarette deaths. Come on, man. Let's go look at these. You see, when you have to look at the numbers, numbers don't lie, man. Numbers don't lie. Okay? Obese people. People dying of hunger. Let us look at it, man. Look at the numbers. They don't lie. They don't lie. Look at the amount of people dying from abortions. And we only up to April, over 12 million. So where's the concern? If the media and the government really cared about us, how come ain't nobody talking about that? They stop promoting the cure for AIDS? Come on, family. We already have all those remedies in nature, man. But it's easier to keep you sick and diseased and mentally ill. All right, look at up to date over so far. Compare the amount of deaths compared to deaths by cigarette smoke up to this year already. Remember what it showed? Over 199,000. I mean, over 109,000. 109,000 deaths. Over 109,699 deaths so far by the corona. But look at this. By cigarette smokes alone, so far we have 1.5 million. How come there's not an epidemic to stop or ban cigarette smoke? Come on, man. Come on. I'm gonna shut this down right here. The point I'm making is this. Like I said, there's always a message behind my madness. I'm just letting you know that there's no need to be afraid of anything. That's number one. All right? And I'm not saying don't be cautious, because yes, days are coming. Days of flu going around. Okay? Number two, are these people gonna quarantine us for the rest of the summer, and we're just gonna sit around and allow it to happen? Huh? Because people are afraid? But yes, you could go buy a pack of cigarette and blow your lungs out, but you have to stay 6 feet away from your brother or your sister because they don't want people communicating. They know that the world is coming together and people are coming together. People start to love each other again. So they want to stop that. So they want to prevent the people socializing. Come on, man, there's a little more something sinister behind what they're doing. So are we just going to sit around and allow that to happen? When are we going to say enough is enough? It's a whole lot more of us than them. But once again, if the words that I brought to you a few years ago, 2.5 years ago, let's come together, let's get our land, let's create our own communities. If we had done that, even if it was $100 a month we had put together, we would have at least had a few hundred, if not a few thousand acres where we as a people, we could have been in our own communities. And we would have been harmonizing and socializing regardless of whatever is happening around us. We would have been in our own communities. Once again, those who have eyes, let them see, and ears, let them hear. I wish you guys a beautiful continuation. Just go ahead and look at the statistics and the numbers that I just dropped. All right? Peace and love.